There's only 9 games left of the season, and by the end of this episode, we could just as easily be top of the league or not even in the playoffs anymore. The Conference North has gone a bit mental. Hello and welcome to part 7 of the Bolton battle. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we've got 2 home games in the league, one against Corby, one against Bradford Park Avenue. Since you were last with me, our league form has been a bit weird. We had a good little run of 3 wins on the bounce, and at the end, after this Nuneaton game, we were actually top of the league. I think it was Harrogate or maybe Darlington who were top. They fell apart, lost like 3 games on the bounce. Well, we won 3 games on the bounce, and somehow we found ourselves top of the league. But then we proceeded to draw at home to Accrington Stanley and lose to the aforementioned Darlington before picking up a win away at Cambridge City. So that leaves us, after 33 games, 4th place in the league. We're only 3 points off top of the table Harrogate. We are playing against Corby today, though, who have 2 of the top 3 scorers in the division. So that's a bit of a worry. But then we've got the best player in the division in Tony Hodgson, so they should be just as afraid of us as we are of them. I don't know how they're in 18th place with 2 of the best strikers in the division, though. That all seems a little bit odd. Finance-wise, some positive news. The cup run that we went on has led to not only us staying in the black all season, but we actually have a positive financial projection now. So it's not massively positive, but it's expected that over the next 3 seasons, if things stay as they are, we'll never drop below having about £600,000 in the bank, which is rather splendid. We've also just had our youth intake for this season. Nothing really to write home about. If we have a little look at them, sort them by potential, there's a couple of players who look half decent. Thanasis Tomopoulos, good old-fashioned Bolton name. He's a right midfielder, looks like he could be quite good. He's only 16. He looks like the pick of the bunch. Failing that, there's a couple of other midfield players. Stephen McCoy, 16-year-old left midfield player, who was the other ones. Kyle Sutherland, who has phenomenal sideburns. Which, that's as good a reason as any to try and push this lad into the first team sometime soon. And then the other half-decent one was Richard Whitehouse, who is a 16-year-old right-back with normal person hair, which isn't anywhere near as much fun, so I don't think he's going to make it at this club. The team that we're playing at today's game against Corby is this one. We've got Jordan Leach in goal, a back 4, very settled back 4 now, of Bannister, O'Brien, Fletcher and Johnson. In fact, it's a pretty settled team all the way through. The midfield should be one you recognise as well. May, Lamb and Hodgson in midfield. And then Glover in behind Probert and Priest. Hold on, let's get the youngsters out of the way so we can... we're pretty much back to full strength. Injuries have all but disappeared. This is about the best team that we can put out there. And hopefully we can try and stay injury free for the last 9 games and really have a push for a playoff spot. That's still the goal, I say still the goal. We didn't even dream of that at the start of the season, but a playoff finish would be fantastic. If with 3 or 4 games to go, it still looks realistic that we could potentially push for the title, we might start thinking about that. But we're trying to do this Leicester style, baby steps. We've guaranteed we're not going to be relegated now. We've pretty much secured a mid-table finish now. Next stop, secure the playoffs, and if there's anything we can push on to after that, we'll worry about that when the time comes. But we're supposed to be rubbish. We've only just got ourselves back up to this level of football. We were supposed to finish lower mid-table. That's where they have been finishing for the last couple of seasons before I arrived. So, anything that happens this season is a bonus now, because it's already been a better season than we possibly could have imagined. I've had a contract extension as well. Was it an extra year or an extra 2 years? I forget. But they have added an extra £100 a week onto my wages. I'm on about £750 a week now. That's one of those players we were talking about before who scores a lot of goals. That wasn't really part of the plan. The one big problem we've got at the moment is, despite playing the same system we played at the start of the season when we were doing the whole free scoring but also conceding lots of goals thing, we seem to have stopped scoring goals, which is something of a problem, especially because Corby seemed like the ideal team for us to go into it with the score one more than them attitude, because they're clearly not very good. They're way down the league, But they've got bags of goals in their team, so they're obviously just conceding far too many goals. And it would be nice to think we could outscore them, but we've just stopped scoring, and it's a worry. Priest hasn't scored a goal this calendar year, I don't think. Probert is just, he's not really doing anything anymore. And as you can see, crosses coming in, we're creating a lot, but just nothing is coming of it. We're picking up more of our goals from midfield at the moment, and Priest heard me talking about him and has finally scored a goal. It has been an absolute age, and hopefully he's going to go on another hot goal scoring run for the rest of the season now. Cross comes in from Bannister, and it's a fairly straightforward finish from Priest, but it's a sort of thing he's been missing recently. But that could go down as an incredibly important goal for Bolton Wanderers. Whew. I've just talked solidly for an entire half. I'm quite impressed with myself there because there weren't much happening. That was a pre-planned speech. I could have been reading that off the auto cue. Now we just need to make sure we don't concede just before half-time, which we have avoided doing. Let's have a rousing team talk. That'll do. And go out there and beat Corby because we should be better than them. The league table tells us so. Right. Oh, they're attacking. It's troubling. They've still got Lucky Ibrahim. I think he's the top scorer in the division, and Tavernier is second. Is the one who's in third place. So we've still got Ibrahim. We're expecting him to get a goal today. Really, he seems to always score for them. So we need at least a couple more, really, if we're going to come out of this with a win. Tavernier's through again. Fletcher does really well. Uses strength and speed to win the ball off him there. And I wasn't aware that he possessed any speed. So perhaps Tavernier's just really, really, really slow. Good headed clearance from May. And Johnson intercepts. Right, can we get a break on here? We cannot. Brilliant. Come on, lads. We need a goal. We need to be winning these games. I was so excited when we went top of the league, and I just thought for a minute there we could have a ridiculous fairy tale first season, like we did at Boston. Well, like my dad did at Boston 19 seasons ago, when a league win in the first season sort of came out of nowhere. Yes, it was followed immediately by relegation because we went up too soon, which is almost exactly what happened to this Bolton team because half the squad are leaving in the summer. So part of me thinks the best thing we could do, get into the playoffs, give it a good go as the underdogs, but just get knocked out, just fall short, and then go and win this division next year. But the other part of me is thinking, don't be a crazy person. If there's a chance to go up, for goodness sake, go up and worry about how hard it might be when you get there. But on this kind of form, it's not looking like it's going to happen because we're just a little bit too all over the place. May to Hodgson. Can we do anything in these last 10 minutes? O'Brien to Penn. Hipwell's in and he scores. Was that offside? It was offside. Brilliant. I don't actually think that was offside. He looked like he ran from really deep there, but obviously the referee's an idiot. But hopefully that's going to spur us on to want to go and grab a real winner. Priest is through now. What can he do? He sticks it into the top corner from the edge of the area. Mr. Big Game Player. He knows the camera's running. He wants to show off for you lot. You lot will think he's a hero. I have to put up with him week in, week out when he's not bothered. But look at that. He's just brought the ball down like Cantona and just stood there on the edge of the area. Well, in a minute, I might have a shot. You, Mr. Defender, Mr. Goalkeeper, you don't know when it's going to happen, though. Oh, here it goes. Top corner. I'm wonderful. That was pretty... you couldn't hear him because you're too far away, but I heard that conversation go on as that move happened. Right, don't go and concede a goal now, lads. Come on. Hipwell finds Bannister. Can he get across? And he does to Priest. And I thought Priest was going to get a very unlikely hat-trick there, which really, you would expect that to spur him on for the rest of the season. But 2 goals is fine, especially if we can end up winning this game. Penn with the flick on to Hipwell, and we've just got to defend and hold out for the rest of this game. We've got about 15 seconds to survive. Priest flicks on to Penn, and I think that is going to be that, and it is. We've won 2-1. We're up to 3rd place in the league now, only 3 points behind top of the league. Oh, it's getting exciting. Let's go and play this next game. So, Bradford Park Avenue now. We are unchanged from the team that just beat Corby, other than the fact we swapped Lamb and May over again. I'm doing this all. I don't know which way round to play these two. They both they both seem to score goals and create goals from here, but have terrible average ratings. Stick them there. They don't really create anything or do anything, but apparently play better. So, I don't know. It confuses me, but either way, they're both in quite good form, so I'll just keep rotating them around. And the midfield as a whole, the midfield three, are playing rather well at the moment, which is obviously a positive. We're massive favourites for this game. We're at Bradford Park Avenue in the league, one place below Corby. So we've just sort of laboured to beat Corby. So you wouldn't necessarily expect us to romp this game, but the bookies think otherwise and think this should be an easy Bolton win, which there really hasn't been anything like that all season. But who knows? Today might be the day. Hopefully we'll win, Harrogate will lose, and we'll end up top of the league to end the episode, and we'll all get giddy and excited, and we'll get to 200 likes because we're top of the league, and that'll be new and exciting. Don't think we've ever got to 200 likes on an episode before. I'm kind of scared if we do go top of the league now, because I think I've just set an unachievable goal. But, you know, you lot are there to prove me wrong, and that's what I loves you for. Right, Probert, out to Bannister. Cross comes into Priest. He doesn't get anywhere near it, but Hodgson picks it up, finds Glover, and we're 1-0 up after 10 minutes. Andre Glover has come into this team in the second half of this season after a bit of an iffy start at Bolton and has become a rather important player, keeping Frankie Penn out of the side, which I never expected him to be able to do. But it's stuff like this. I mean, that's just a massively important goal. He takes it really well. It's sort of he's managed to toe poke that into the top corner, which is no mean feat. And yeah, we're 1-0 up. Only 1 point behind Harrogate now. I kind of want to see their score as well. But when you're playing on a poxy little laptop screen, it's hard to fit too much more stuff around the screen. Glover's in again. He's at the post. I tell you what, you talk about a player and they want camera time. I might just sit here. It'll make for brilliant viewing as well. I might just sit here between the highlights, just reading out my players' names one by one. I imagine that's the sort of thing that's going to make this channel explode. Right, we've got. See, I was thinking Leach, and apparently goals come at either end. I was just about to say his name. Yeah, I don't think this plan works because apparently, when you say a player's name, a goal happens wherever the ball is, and it doesn't necessarily go your way. I need to time this a little bit better. So we're not yet in their half. We're in their half now. Priest. Oh, isn't Priest a good player? Oh, what a good player Priest is. Probert's quite good. Oh no, we're in the wrong half. Probert's quite good as well. There he is, look. It'd be good if he could score from there. Johnson has the ball. I mean, this is ridiculous. Come on, let's go. It works though. I don't know what to do because we'll win games, but you'll all stop watching because it'll be rubbish. Do I just turn the mic off and you can just watch me sit here flapping my gums but no sound coming out? I could play music while I'm saying player names. That might be why commentators... We're going to do it again. Who's it? I didn't say his name. The curse is broken. Of course, he might not score, in which case Lamb does score. It was all coincidence. My theory is wrong. Don't worry. You don't have to go and find another channel. I'm not going to do the boring commentary. You're fine. We're 3-1 up. That's pleasant. Harrogate are winning as well. Is it Harrogate or Harrogate? Because I happen to know people from the north who, as far as I'm concerned, say it wrong. Because they say Harrogate. And is that just because they don't speak properly? Or is that how you say it? I get confused. Harrogate. It sounds like somewhere that should be posh as well. In posh places, you would say gate, not gut. Let me know in the comments. And, yeah, northern people are lovely. As are southern people. I'm in the middle. Everyone is either north or south to me because I'm smack bang in the middle in glorious Peterborough. And everyone else talks a bit funny. You might think I talk a bit funny. I'm digging myself into a hole here, aren't I? All your accents are smashing. I mean, I can't say 99 properly. So, you know, I sound like a farmer when I say that. We all have our problems with the way we speak. Mine is that I can't say 99 and I can't do my THs properly, to the point where these days I overemphasize them. And sometimes I go when I'm trying to do an F and I look like a complete moron. Right, Penn has come on. Lamb can go there. Hodgson can go there. And we still have a half decent looking midfielder. In fact, Glover might be better doing that. Yeah, because I like Hodgson as the playmaker. So, there we go. 20 minutes left. Let's mention Frankie Penn and see if he's got... Oh, we're in the wrong half, though. What am I doing? Why did I do that? We're going to concede a goal now. I've said a player's name while they're in my half. And look, here comes the goal. I hope you're finding it amusing because it certainly isn't amusing me anymore. I'm getting to the point where I think I might just have to sit here quietly when we're in the lead. because otherwise we're going to throw the lead away, and that would make me sad. What have we haven't really, we've only really got defenders on the bench as well. We don't have much in the way of anything to do anything. But 2 centre backs. Our squad is so thin now. See, thin. I had to really push my tongue out. They couldn't do that a year ago. That's a new skill I've learnt. No point. Let's just leave it as it is. Callum Hipwell looks like he's only just come on. How is he struggling so much? Has someone hit him? Down to 63%. So he didn't say free properly there, did I? Comes and goes. Stop talking about accents, you idiot. Right. I think we've won this match. We've got a minute left. Hopefully we've won it. Oh, if they score here, that's... My first thought there was to snap my glasses, and that would be really stupid. But that's... I mean... We're 20 minutes over. I mean... The whistle should have got... Whistle should have gone. I mean, what a stupid game. I mean, yeah, let's go and score again, shall we? Let's make it really... Good. Why I order. 5 points off the top of the table now. Well, at least the automatic promotion is gone, because with 7 games to go and a 5-point gap, that isn't going to happen, is it? What we need to do now is make sure this ridiculously erratic form that we're on doesn't end up making us fall out of the playoffs, because I kind of want to do the playoffs now. It wasn't part of the pre-season plan, but I'd find it satisfying at this stage. So I would suggest we're probably just going to be back for one more episode of this season, which, depending on the league situation, I mean, it's probably going to be the last 2. If anything really exciting is going to happen, it might end up being the last 3, but we'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, after all that, my dad's back, and we've got the World Cup with England. By the way, England qualified for the World Cup. I may have forgotten to mention that, but the World Cup is happening, so there'll be a 3 or 4 day gap break on the Bolton battle, starting the day after tomorrow, while we do the final hurrah of non-league to legend, and Kevin Chapman tries to win a World Cup. But we'll worry about that when it happens. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more, and thank you very much for watching. And sorry about the accent thing. I'm an idiot.